My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. Now, alright you jokers, I see you out there saying, Rhapsody, you haven't finished the game, you've got 188 out of 189 cards, what are you doing? Well, look. Alright, let's go. Statistics, character stats. You're right, 188 out of 189 cards, but that is because I completed Ascension level 10 before it was changed. So Ascension level 10 is start each run cursed. It used to give you Parasite, and now it gives you Ascender's Bane. So I'm gonna do an Ascension level 10 run so that I've finally seen that card, and then all you jokers are gonna be fine with it, because it'll say 189 out of 189. Alright, savvy? Choose a rare card. Baby, don't mind if I do. There it is, by the way. Ascender's, it's unplayable, ethereal, and cannot be removed from your deck. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing Ironclad here is because, heck, may as well try and make this like a exhaust synergy deck. Which actually gives me a second to talk as well. I tried to run an exhaust synergy in the... what was it called? I want to say episode 199, Replay the Spire mod with the Ironclad. I tried to run an exhaust synergy, and there were a fair few comments saying... maybe a little less generously worded than this, but Rhapsody, why are you removing cards from your deck? It's an exhaust synergy deck. You don't remove cards in an exhaust deck. Number one, well, thank you for telling me. Number two, if you want me to play new playstyles, and if you want me to play new archetypes and new deck styles and new synergies and those kinds of things, you're, by definition, asking me to do something I have less experience with. I'm gonna make some mistakes in that case. So, let the growing pains be growing pains. Just let me make some mistakes, and just kindly nudge me in the right direction if I need it. There's definitely no need to word comments particularly harshly about it. That's all. Alright, choose a red card to obtain. Let's go with that. Get an Immolate? Yeah. Alright, let's go for like a Wound and Curse synergy deck. This is something I definitely don't do often. I do have a 3 elite path if I desperately want it. I probably don't, but it's a very good opening. Alright. Ooh, that's right. You guys do 12, don't you? Cool, cool. Gotta remind myself of the upgraded damage that they're doing. Good lord, get all my defensive cards when they're not attacking, all my attacking cards when they're not defending. Alright. Wild Strike. Let's go. Let's actually go. We'll remove a card from our deck here. Let's get a strike out of there because the Immolate and the Wild Strike are going to effectively replace that for us. Now, unfortunately, we can't pick up Vajra here, and we don't have another card removal that we can do, so it's probably a pass on this one. Sure. Give me a curse. Don't mind if I do. Give me a curse. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, Lantern, rather. Gain energy on the first turn of each combat. Now, let's upgrade that Immolate, because with 3 curses in my first shuffle, it's very likely that I use it. Yeah. Now, I'm going to lose Ascender's Bane, but I did just add a Wound to my deck. I'm effectively going to be relying on Immolate for the majority of my damage here. I have forgotten, I believe, how brutal these fights are in the High Ascensions. Oh boy. Ha! Ooh! Ow! That's a bad hand. Alright. Well, there's our kill. Frozen Egg. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, it is immediately upgraded. And Anger is just a... Uppercut is just a solid card. I think here I might actually rest. As much as I want to upgrade Uppercut, this mode is brutal. Happy Flower, every 3 turns gain an energy. Between Lantern, Happy Flower, and Frozen Egg, we have like a really good relic set right now. So, if at all possible, we should try to stay alive. Power through, gain 25 block, and add 2 wounds to my hand. So if I get that in the same hand as the Immolate, we're actually fine. I did that so I wouldn't be weakened, and then I immediately afterwards realized I was going to be weakened nonetheless. Immolate that Ascender's Bane. Let's go. All right. So what we should clearly be looking for at this point is Evolve. Anything except Lagavulin is actually good for us, and then we can dodge after that. This is really good, in fact. Yeah. This is going to be really good, because the AoE done from Immolate is actually super significant in this fight. There it is. Also going to throw an explosive potion and double defend. Because if we end up taking very little damage in this fight, we can probably use this strength potion to go for the third after this. I didn't need to play that defense there. I actually caused myself 1 more damage, courtesy of filling my hand with more cards. Singing Bowl. Hey. I'm so happy to see you. When adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. Let's upgrade that uppercut, because we're going to be keeping that forever. Beautiful. Oh, that's a wee bit of a rough one. Ugh. Pretty garbage hands there. Oh well, Regal Pillow, heal an additional 15 HP when you rest, as well as a block potion, and probably a True Grit's not that bad for us either. But if we use Power Through for our defense... Actually, Thunderclap is even good as well. All of these are actually got their place. Except for Clash. Let's take a copy of True Grit. Okay. I don't think we have trouble dealing AoE damage. I think we need to upgrade True Grit, because if you can't choose what you burn, you oftentimes just burn the worst thing. Now it's about whether or not I want a strike gone from my deck, or to keep it. We burn it. Yeah. We don't use Power Through right now, because we do have a lot of wounds and stuff, and slimes, especially from the slime boss here. Really? More slimes. Oh, what? Oh, I forgot. They split it that amount. Of course they do. I thought they split it 70 as well, but I forgot that the bosses have higher HP. That's my bad. I think I misplayed as well in not taking Headbutt, because Immolate is the most important card in this deck, bar none. And yeah, I'm gonna die without it. All right. Well, what has that done for us? Huh? What? Hang on. It still tells me that I've not seen every card in the game. That's wrong. I most certainly should have. Why? Wait, what? So yeah, I saw Sender's Bane. Hang on. Is there another card? What the heck is this? Do you have to win a run with the Sender's Bane for it to count as having been seen? Yeah, there's no other card in here that's missing. Obviously no relic missing. Is it a new card from an event or something? But the thing is, the cards from the events should already be counted. Because I've had every event. Okay, now life is confusing. Let's go back down to the curses. Because it has to be there, right? Because I avoid curses like the plague. Like, Apparition and Bite are the... Apparition, Bite, and Jax are the event-specific pickups. Shiv is a card-specific pickup, and then the rest of these are available from anything. I've got all of them. And yeah, I've had every curse. Well... I guess that just doesn't upgrade? Weird. Alright. Let's go down and do the Ironclad run. Well, now I've seen that card, so no reason to do that again. I need to put myself through that. You kidding me? You know what? Let's gamble it all. Let's get a random boss relic here because none of these options are super appealing. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! It's great! It's amazing, actually. Black Star. Elites now drop 2 relics when killed, so we're going for as many elites as we can get. I am seeing a 3 elite path. Yeah, that's the highest. It's also a lot of question marks along that line. Let's actually go. Probably should have defended there. I forgot that I actually am missing my Burning Blood, so defense there would have been more appropriate. None of these. I need more aggression so that I can kill the bosses early. Because I'm going to be hunting 3 elites on the first floor, so I can't make a defensive deck yet. Alright, that is not the button I intended to click. Stick a headbutt. I'll remove a strike. I'm going to leave my defensive options in place. We'll see how it works out. So this goes up to 13, 13, 21. We've actually got enough to kill you. Beautiful. Okay, I accidentally hit E when I was trying to hit 4 so that I could deal the appropriate damage using the card hotkeys. Because I'm trying to speed up my play by using the hotkeys. Clash. Searing Blow. Searing Blow? Searing Blow? Searing Blow? Haven't done a Searing Blow deck in a while. Whetstone, please upgrade Searing Blow. Needs Bash instead. See, the thing about Searing Blow is you have to, like, you carry Searing Blow for a while, and then Searing Blow carries you, right? So... I can probably perfect this fight courtesy of the Explosive Potion. Nope. Oh well. We'll get 2 relics from it regardless. Okay. We can headbutt the Searing Blow back to the top and get ready for the next turn after. Beautiful. Strike, strike will kill because one of them was upgraded. Third phase earn, whenever you play a power, heal 2 HP, as well as the gambling chip at the start of each combat. Discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. Both quite good. Only one of them's actually going to help me in getting my Searing Blow early. Runic Dodecahedron, if your HP is full, gain energy at the start of each turn. We're going to try our best to get that active as soon as possible. Awesome. And finish him. Beautiful. Regen Potion, heal 3 HP at the end of each turn. 5 turns. As well as a bunch of cards that are not Searing Blow or upgrades to that card. I'm actually not going to headbutt because I don't want to put Bash back on top of my deck because I know next turn I'm casting the Searing Blow and I don't want to have another, like, I don't want to have Bash in hand when I've got the Searing Blow because I can't cast both at the same time. Because I don't have the energy for it. Alright, beautiful. I can get 3 more HP if I actually just hold off this turn and then kill next turn. Or Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block, as well as the Ancient Tea set whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Beautiful, we've got a couple of energy modifiers in this deck already now. Ouch. Yeah, this is a bit of a rough fight, since we don't have any AoE in the deck yet. We're also not really planning on picking up AoE. So when I say no AoE in the deck yet, what I mean is no AoE in the deck and probably won't be. Thankfully, I took relatively little damage, considering. Not another Searing Blow. Metallicize is actually an interesting pickup here. Because it plus Orichalcum means 10 block at the end of a turn when Metallicize is upgraded, but also it works with Birdface Urn. Sure. Gives us a bit of HP. More AoE? This is actually really problematic now. Oh, no. I really wanted Searing Blow or an upgraded strike there. Wow. That's freaking rough. And now we're just eternally weakened as well. Which, as you might imagine, is exactly fun. Exactly as fun as you think it would be. Okay, I can no longer take damage though, which is handy. Alright. Just yikes, is all I have to say about that. I really want to take on the final elite, but I'm dead if I do. How go big or go home do I want to go? I like doing all risk or reward. But if I choose that, am I then going to have a lot of salty comments about it? Go big or go home. Nine block at the end of the turn gives me the ability to withstand a couple hits here. Especially if this next one's a Skull Bush, and it is. Beautiful. Got him. Go big or go home! Prayer Wheel, non-boss chest now also contain cards, and Dreamcatcher, whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. Well, I got the 2 worst relics in the game, but still. Still worth it, in my opinion. Now, unfortunately, against this elite, I am actually going to have to rest before I go in, because there's no way I live through this fight with 7 HP. So, I actually have to lose a smithing opportunity. Get me bash. Beautiful. Yeah. Because of turns like this, where, like, well, where do I get my defensive from? It's not really there, is it? Well, we defend, strike, headbutt. We put the strike back on top of our deck. And then because we end without any block, we actually get the Orichalcum. So I did end up taking 1 damage there, but I also managed to end my turn without gaining any block. Alrighty then. I've just got to play Searing Blow at pretty much every available opportunity to do so, which is rough because that also means right now. Let's assume the worst case scenario. Sorry, the best case scenario. We've got, like, strike, strike, headbutt in the hand, right? So 9, 9, 13, 13. Actually, we're not even weak next turn, so 9, 9, 6. So we can't kill next turn anyway. So we're using a strike anyway next turn, right? So right now, I have 21 block. If I strike, I have 18. Well, I'm dying the turn after if I don't kill anyway, so we kill. We attack. Moida. Get that strength potion. Ooh, offering totally goes in this deck. Wee bit of fishing. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, also. This one's actually a bit more rough. I don't put curses in this deck, so I actually don't want Cursed Key. I go for the Runic Dome. I pretty much just rely on my knowledge of the enemies to get me through. 2 elite, 3 elite, 4 elite. 4 elite path. There's in fact 2 4 elite paths. One of them's significantly better. Okay, cool. One of the big problems we're going to run into this floor is we haven't yet reached the point that Searing Blow is significantly better than having other offensive options instead. So we have to reach that point as soon as we can. So we need a lot of upgrades on this floor. Let's put another strike back on top of the deck. Cool. Searing Blow on you, and then we'll put the one that buffed itself back on the floor. Put the Searing Blow back on top of the deck. Not play a defensive card, because that's actually worse than playing a defensive card. Because it would have prevented the Orichalcum. That was a pretty severe miscalculation on my part. I thought that was going to kill the bird. I forgot how vulnerable and flight interact, where flight is halving your damage and vulnerable is increasing it by 0.5. Okay, none of these, pretty much. We're going to start getting more pre-upgraded options, and those are the ones we can really afford to take. This is a really annoying fight, though. Very frustrating fight to have this early. Let's line up that Slaver to die into a single hit. Let's get that Searing Blow back on top of the deck. Searing Blow needs to be so much more upgraded than this before it's good. It's just not there yet. Alright, Combustor's been upgraded slightly again. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP and deal 7 damage to all enemies. It's still pretty... I mean, it's better. Don't think it fits in this deck, but it is better. My next base is immediately a shop, so... All risk or reward. Yep, Magic Flower. Healing is 50% more effective during combat. Sure. We can also then take Bandage Up card removal. Or we could go for Mummified Hand, but we only play 1 power, and that's the Metallicize. Alright, let's remove another strike from here. Cool. Oh, God, the Magic Flower does nothing. I don't have the healing relic. I mean, at the very least, it's going to work with the Bird-Faced Urn and the Bandage Up, but still, yikes. We're going to have a lot of difficulty in this fight, so I'm actually going to prep with 2 potions. Yeah. We're pretty much out of this one, I think. All that front guy has to do is decide 1 turn to hit us for a larger amount than nothing. And thankfully they didn't decide to do that, so we're actually fine. My automatic defense actually protects me against the Taskmaster forever here. Thank Christ. Alright, Centennial Puzzle. First time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards, as well as the meat on the bone. The meat on the bone is if your HP is at or below 50% by the end of combat, heal 12 HP, but that's instead going to be 18 HP. Second copy Metallicize, sure. I can't get Jaxed. If I get Jaxed, I die. I also can't fight this elite. If I fight that elite, I die. Ooh, this actually might be, I die as well. If I play Offering, I die. Ooh, that's a spicy one. Never mind, we can offer now. Alright. 12 block without having to do anything is pretty handy. This guy's got enough strength to kill me in a single hit right now. And he just debuffed 2 turns in a row, so he's probably going to attack this turn. Yeah, we're probably dead. Even if I played the defense there, the Orichalcum would not trigger, so like 12 block is the most I can have at the end of this turn. Murdered. Fair enough. Fair enough on that one, my friend. So what was one of the big problems with that? Well, we had 2 upgrade opportunities total for our Searing Blow. which is a slight mite lower than you want to have for those. We also had kind of conflicting goals. We had the Black Star, which wants you to fight as many elites as you can. And then we had the Searing Blow, which wants you to upgrade as many times as you can. Now, the reason these are conflicting is because if you're fighting a lot of elites, you're incentivized to, well, I mean, you're going to lose HP, likely, which we did a lot. And as a result, you're going to probably need to rest at some of those camps. But if you rest at those camps, you haven't got the upgrades for the Searing Blow, which means your deck suddenly doesn't really do anything. Which was a problem there. Without the Metallicize and Orichalcum, we would have been dead ages earlier than that. Picking up the Magic Flower before I had a synergy to go with it, that was definitely a mistake. But thankfully, it would have paid off. If I'd won that fight, I literally would have been able to go through the rest of the game, funnily enough, because the health that we would have got at the end of that fight would have been able to springboard us into rolling out of control. All risk, all reward. All risk, all reward. Choose a red card to obtain. Sure. Offering. So it's a 99 gold offering to start our run. Eh, near bad. Near buds. There is exactly one 3 elite path. We can do a 3 elite path with an offering. You have so much impact that it's really difficult to stop you. Sorry, had to mute for the sneeze. Moiter our enemies. I did an entrench flame barrier deck like literally the other day. Do I do it again? Let's take a flame barrier. We'll see. We'll see. And any draw, next draw kills. Beautiful. Well, Flex and Inflame are both less likely to be powerful courtesy of that Flame Barrier. I guess I'll take a Cleave. Let's make this like Flame Barrier Combust. Let's actually do that. In which case, this Cleave is just like, eh. Not a garbage card, but it's okay. Uppercut just is a super powerful card. So we're not really drafting to an archetype right now. Which is a problem. I would typically say that you should draft to an archetype. But you know, what do I know? Offering into... Second Strike would actually cause a transformation right now. I don't want to do that. Most damage I could get on that transformation. Yeah, being weakened consistently is actually really, really, really rough for us. Regen Potion's a great pickup. I would love to take Clash, but it's not really this deck because of that Flame Barrier. I don't like the idea for this deck yet. It's going to take a lot of doing. Should have done that in the opposite order. I would have gotten 3 more damage out. Thankfully, that 3 damage wouldn't have made the difference. Alright. 2 defensive cards out as soon as I can. Just maintain our health. Complete opposite of the last run. See, the problem with drafting with without a real archetype in mind is either this flame barrier is dead or this uppercut and cleave is. So I'm introducing a lot of dead cards into this deck. Lethal should be in the next hand, and is. Bag of Marbles at the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. I mean, that being our pickup immediately says, hey, this whole defensive thing you were trying to do? Nah. So that Flame Barrier is now a dead card for us. With a Bag of Marbles, you go much, much more aggressive. Not going to use the Offering there, because I only take 1 damage this turn, and the Offering was going to deal 3 to me. Rampage is not an immediate impact card. We can still delay here, because we have 2 other sources of vulnerability in the deck, so we don't actually need to open on that pretty bad turn. This is going to be a great turn. We've got an Offering and an Uppercut in this hand. Beautiful. Alright, and then Moida this turn. I thought. Instead, we'll just murder this turn. That's fine too. Art of War, if you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an extra energy next turn. Not really going to happen for us. See, now Combust shows up after immediately we pivot. This is something I'm annoyed by, right? If I draft without a specific thing in mind, I oftentimes end up with a deck that doesn't really accomplish anything. But if I draft with a specific thing in mind and something doesn't, and that specific thing doesn't end up turning up, it looks like I'm just being super inflexible. Vajra at the start of each combat, gain 1 strength. I mean, between Vajra and Bag of Marbles, it's almost, it's almost impossible to argue this is no longer a super aggressive deck. It is, in fact, at this point. Speaking of, Bag of Preparations actually is really good for a super aggressive deck, but so is the Pen Nib, but so is the Bag of Preparations, so we'll do that. I'm going to remove the Flame Barrier because it's really difficult to play Clash when you got a Flame Barrier in your deck. It's too expensive. That was my first removal, right? Yeah, that was my first removal. So my next removal costs 100. Do I think I'll have 100 after these 2 battles? Probably not. Alright, we're going to avoid that shop. See what I mean? Aggressive deck. Carnage is actually super interesting. It's a really powerful card. That said, if we are making aggressive, we're cutting a lot of defense, in which case Carnage is just a really expensive Clash. I ran a non-Clash deck last episode. It's fine. I get to run one right now. Unfortunately, you have to play the Offering first there. Because it was preventing me from playing the Clash. Alright, Happy Flower every 3 turns, gain an energy, and a bunch of things I don't want yet. Maybe a Heavy Blade later, definitely not right now. Okay, I need to upgrade my Clash. Remove a defense. Upgrade the uppercut. Now, I know I'm going into a final boss fight with only 32 HP, but it's really important to note, upgrading that uppercut so that I can have two turns of weakness against this specific boss is likely to save me more HP than I would get by resting. Alright, and I've got my uppercut in the next hand handily. Not too pleased about this burn being put in my deck, because I know my luck. Ooh, never mind. Could have been in a worse hand than that. Okay. Okay, that's the right hand for burn to be in. We need to go for damage both times there. We've still got one burn left in the deck. Please don't be in the same hand as the clash. It isn't. Alright, we're fine. Hell yeah! Add another card to our deck. Basically double tap. Offering, though. Ooh, offering. So we spend 8 HP each fight and we heal 6 at the end, but with 2 offerings and Bag of Preparation, it's really difficult for our opening hand not to just kill everything. While we do want the extra energy from Cursed Key, we really need to cut hardcore. Actually, you know what? It's worth it. And then we just don't open chests. So 4 elite path here. Mm-hmm. Clash is the bottom card of the deck. Really? Oh, boy. I need to get these defense out of the deck so that I can cast the Clash after I do all of my digging more reliably. Nope. Nope. They don't go in an aggressive deck. I disagree with Lolash on that front. It delays your aggressive deck's ability to kill too significantly. Speaking of, though... Ow. Another offering. Great, now I need to play the defend. Another... Yep, thank you. Alright, beautiful. Whew. I knew there was going to be a lethal there just because I looked at the hand and I saw a lot of damage. Basically, that was it. Upgraded Thunderclap totally works in this deck. So does Flex, but upgraded Thunderclap is upgraded. I love the Singing Bowl, but card removal is... Ooh, almost. This deck's bread and butter. So is Clash, in fact. All right, get an offering, and another offering. Because we can perfect this boss. Yep, goodbye forever. Get on the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. That's actually really helpful for us. The Rupture. I mean, so Rupture is interesting, right? It could be 2 extra energy for us each fight, or it could be 0. Depends on when I draw it, right? Do I draw it after my offerings or before my offerings? Considering offerings are doing my draw, it's more likely that I'm going to draw it after them rather than before them. So So we're not going to be taking that. Inflame is a debatable point, but at the same rate, the fight doesn't go long enough for Inflame to have a significant enough impact. It's basically a bad flex for our deck. We don't want to upgrade those offerings because you don't actually want a hardcore draw, but we do want to like draw a lot. Let's upgrade the Clash. We're not going to open the chest when we encounter it. That's a hell of a lot of damage, and we might get the kill this turn, if we're lucky. Yup. That's it, the kill this turn. Goodbye forever. And perfect as well. Blue Candle, curse cards can now be played. Well, now we can take relics again. Do I even want to, though? Yeah, I draw hardcore through my deck enough. I can weather it. Pain. Well, but we got the Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn. Deals 3 damage to all enemies. Probably worth right there. Alright, I actually want to take a wee bit more damage this turn, if I can. I want to be on 40... 41 is a fine amount. So I'm actually going to pass this turn. And then, as a result of having taken that damage, I'm going to activate the Mid on the Bone for the next turn, which means I'm actually going to heal a lot more at the end of that fight. Now, Rupture is a little bit more interesting, because if I play Rupture while I have Pain in my hand, I can actually just pump up my strength a hell of a lot. I'm gonna take it. Let's try and let's get a little bit wacky on this one. The only one here that I want to add is a Clash. This is a wee bit unfortunate, because now I've got 2 wounds in my deck. Ah. Okay, it's offering. There's Rupture. I'm intentionally not playing the Pain yet, dealing a lot of damage to myself. Which is also getting us a bunch of extra strength when we kill. Beautiful. We can also make sure that we get below 50% of our maximum HP so that we can trigger Mid on the Bone using that same tactic. Pair, raise your max HP by 10, and a bunch of skips. Whew. All right, time to buff ourselves. Hell yeah. Actually did that wrong. Didn't get myself below half of my HP. Okay. Another elite time. Hopefully we can perfect this one. Basically, whether or not we can perfect the elite is determined pretty much entirely by whether or not I get my offerings in my opening hand. So the thicker I make my deck, the worse off we are. Significantly, in fact. Okay. And goodbye forever. Hell yeah. Bottled Flame. Upon pickup, choose an attack card. It'll always be in your opening hand. Flex is actually really good for our deck. What attack card do we always want in our opening hand? Probably Thundercloud. maintains the opening. Upgrade that Rupture so that we can always play it mindlessly. It maintains the opening vulnerability for an extra turn. Allows me more time to take advantage of it. Awesome. Let's actually do the draw right now. Didn't really get what I wanted there. Have I taken damage in this boss fight yet? No, I haven't. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Take that offering. Sure, I'll immediately take it back, and then we'll be fine. This is going to be a bit rough, though. Yeah, 20 incoming damage. I do not have a way to counter that at all. Still don't have a rage or anything in this deck. So I pretty much just trade HP as a resource against our enemies. I can't take a Velvet Choker in this deck. It instantly kills the deck. I can't take a Snecko in this deck. It instantly kills the deck. So many 0 costs. Snecko would just increase their cost. I can't take a Mark of Pain. It instantly kills the deck, courtesy of the 3 clashes we have in here. I actually can't even take a boss relic here. Wow. That's garbage. Sure, we'll just spread out the damage here. Got vulnerability on them all for next turn. And then we just moiter. Second upgraded flex. I think we're now done with the deck. I think the deck is now complete. Yep. That'll do it. Pretty much nothing else needs to go in here. Yeah, actually, madnesses are fine for me. Because with the 3 offerings, I've got such overwhelming draw that it's really not that much of a problem. Beautiful. Don't really need an upgraded cleave. Don't even really need this one, to be honest. Ha! Speaking of, let's get rid of that cleave. It's the pain. And this fight's actually going to be really annoying if I don't try and get it all done right now. There's the courier. The merchant no longer runs out of relics, cards, or potions, and his prices are reduced by 20%. Yeah, that fight, dealing with intangibility would have been really rough. So I guess I'm just relying on this being a shop. I want to go for as many elites as possible. I could cut into a shop, but then I have literally 0 elites rather than 2. I think I can actually, yeah, I can engineer this so that the bash is the one with the lowest cost. Should be able to do that here with the madness as well. Sorry, with the uppercut. Beautiful. So drawing back into those, we should be fine. Now I'm already below half HP, and the enemy's not attacking this turn. So I now no longer need to keep the pain up. Whetstone upon pickup, upgrade to random attacks. Just 2 strikes, sure. Prayer Wheel, non-boss chest now also contain cards. Don't mind if I do. Should be able to kill that final one easily. This isn't even going to get me to below half HP, unfortunately. Yeah. Still not below half HP. Thankfully, these offerings will get me there. Okay, beautiful. Now I get my full heal effect out of the meat on the bone. It's a strength potion. That's actually really handy. Need to upgrade both of these madnesses so that it doesn't cost us anything to cast them initially. It's not like their casting cost is prohibitive. It's just annoying. Beautiful. Get a block potion, which is probably better than an ancient potion. Depends on who's the final boss. Yeah, it's better than an ancient potion. Take a berserk, because it's almost always going to be active for us. Took exactly 1 damage in this fight. Burn the pain before I do anything else. Alright, good. Next turn should be a pretty easy kill for us. Forgot about your offering. Please don't get us a burn. And it did. Well done, offering. Thank you very much. And there's another burn. There's no more burns in the deck. Okay, cool. We should be able to kill this turn now then. Unfortunately, we had to play all of the offerings. Shovel, you can now dig for loot at rest sites. Extremely unfortunately, without a whirlwind, I think we just lose to the final boss anyway. Just because they have the ability to be so forwardly aggressive that we will not be able to deal with it. And we are losing, frankly, a staggering amount of HP each fight. Now, Evolve is actually interesting, right? If we plan to be in that final fight for long enough, we are going to have the Evolve trigger a bunch of times because they put Dazed into your deck. I think I need to take a Heavy Blade, though. And just rely on the Heavy Blade combo killing them at the end. I've got to rest here because I'm going to need a couple turns to get things set up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be just using as many cards as we can here before we cast Pain. To get as much energy as is humanly possible. That was a really great opener for us, but we're probably still dead. We've got 2 offerings left in the deck, but unfortunately now there are some dazeds in that deck also. I can't cast Offering. I'm dead if I cast Offering. we might have actually just lost by 1 HP. What if I dug and got 2 flexes, maybe? We'll see. Oh no, we're dead. Of course. That was an interesting version of an aggressive deck. Usually they win, but this is a very unique version of an aggressive deck that is garbage. Dono Attacker is also one of the hardest things if you don't have any AoE, and we did cut our cleave, but to be fair, the cleave wouldn't have significantly better performed in that hand, in that deck rather. We needed something like a Whirlwind, really, if we were going to go for that final fight. Well, for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.